Hi, Michael Shuster here. The other day I was in Starbucks one morning and I overheard someone talk about the Realtor as if their Realtor was a hero. They just had, from what I could tell and overhear, an amazing experience with their Realtor. The same day I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Vancouver. And my friend is a successful entrepreneur and never worked a day as a Realtor in his life. And while we were catching up, somehow it came up in our conversation that when he meets someone at a networking event or in a pub or in public, or they ask each other what they do for a living, he said that when he hears someone say that they're a Realtor, his internal response is a big sigh. In fact, he feared that they could see his disdain on his face or his body language. And for the record, he's one of the nicest, most caring, giving and empathetic guys I know. He's not being mean or disrespectful. It's just what he authentically feels. Now, here's the question nobody has the courage to ask, and it'll be interesting to see who has the courage to answer truthfully. How many of you feel the same way as my friend? It's safe to say that if you have a personal relationship with your Realtor and you know them personally, or you've had a Realtor that put a fortune of money in your bank account, then you really like them and you don't feel this way. On the other hand, I think there are a lot of people who do feel the same way as my friend. So why is that? The short answer is likely that you or someone you know has had a bad experience in the past with a Realtor. The most common complaints that I hear from people about other Realtors that they might have known in the past or worked with in the past are things like, once you sign with them, they're not very responsive, or they only care about commission, or they really don't know how to negotiate with the other side, so they just tell me to drop my price and accept an offer. Or I never heard from them again because once our deal closed, I was just another paycheck for them and they moved on. Now, while that might be true for some Realtors, in some cases, the bigger problem is a cold hard fact that most people aren't aware of. And that is that in any profession, whether you're hiring a doctor, accountant, lawyer, or a Realtor, a ceramic tile installer, business coach, or otherwise, there are three groups of professionals that you can hire. The first are the top 5 to 10%. And I'm not talking about how much money they make. This top 5 to 10% are the most knowledgeable in their business. They continually try to learn more things about their trade, increase their knowledge, improve their skills and their understanding. They continually work hard to offer more value to their clients. And those top 5 to 10% also have personal traits and characteristics that you simply can't learn in a textbook or a course. They either have it or they don't. And what I'm talking about is genuine integrity and authenticity and genuine empathy. Finally, those top 5 to 10% are entrepreneurial. They understand that they aren't in the sales business or even the real estate business. They're in the people business. They aren't out for bigger profits, bigger earnings, or bigger commissions. They genuinely care about their client's experience and the outcome or the result that they provide. Sounds cliche, but when you do that, the money follows. Then there's the second group of professionals. These are the middle 80 to 90% in any profession. This group can get the job done, and then they go home at the end of the day and they move on to the next one. They really don't give the client a second thought. They don't care about repeat business or referrals. They don't care if you're happy or not, as long as they get paid. They did what you hired them to do. They got the job done. You got what you paid for, so to speak. And then you forget about them and they move on. And then there's a third group, finally the bottom 5 to 10%. And these are the ones that you really wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. And here's the cold hard truth, folks. Every profession has all three categories. Now here's the problem that our society is challenged with. People aren't taught how to hire a service provider or a professional. I'm not trying to be mean or condescending. Think about it. If you need a lawyer or an accountant or financial planner or a Realtor, if someone gave you a name to call tomorrow and you wanted to meet with them to interview them or ask them a few questions, if you will, what would you ask them? That silence that you just heard in your mind is what I'm talking about. It's nobody's fault. It's just something we're not taught. They never taught it in school. You never learned it from your parents. And here's a newsflash for you. Even some human resource people can't get it right. Have you ever been to a store or a restaurant or bought something online where you've had to call for service and had the worst service ever? Someone who didn't know what they were talking about or didn't know what they were doing or just didn't care about your business? whoever's job it was to hire those people or that person, that was their job and they screwed up. It doesn't mean that person was a bad person. It means they were hired for the wrong job and they'd be better fitted or better suited doing something else. Alternatively, companies like Disney, Apple, Amazon, and other world leaders who get it and get it right, meaning hiring, not only have the best service and return policies, but the key to their success is hiring the right people. Those world-leading companies understand hiring the right people is the key to success. That's why I wrote a book a few years ago called Choose Your Realtor Carefully. And in that book, I not only elaborate on the things I just talked about, but I also give 18 strategic interview questions that you can ask any realtor that you might interview. And I also provide examples of what might be good answers and or answers that should cause some red flags before you hire them. And by the way, this isn't meant as a plug to sell my book. In fact, if you want it, I'd give you a copy for free. It's about the bigger topic here. I remember doing research for that book and I discovered that most people will spend more time researching their next family vacation than they will researching or learning about the professional advice or a professional who gives them advice on selling their single largest asset. Doesn't that boggle your mind? And so the point of what I'm saying here today is for you to remember this. There are lots of jokes about lawyers and lots of sighs or disdain by people who've had bad experiences in the past with realtors. The key is hiring a professional for any service, and the key is to learn how to find and hire someone in that top 5 to 10% that I was talking about earlier. Not income, but knowledge, skill, integrity, and someone who genuinely cares about you. And whether you might need a realtor in the near future, or even a contractor, or a tile installer, or a painter, or a lawyer, or even a divorce coach, if you just want some tips and advice on how to hire the best suited professional and what to ask them and what to look for when they're answering your questions, just send me an email or give me a call. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm happy to help. I can give you some great questions to ask and show you what to listen for and how to make the best decisions for you and your family. Remember, when it comes to real estate or any other experience and process in life, if there was a better way, wouldn't you at least want to know about it? Just send me an email with any questions you might have, mike@TheREguy.ca. It's always strictly confidential. There's never any obligation or any pressure. I just love to talk real estate and I like to help. Please share the video if you know anybody that might benefit or are thinking of hiring a professional or a realtor. And thanks for watching.